Come on in the room. Come on in the room. Bucks win it tonight. 109-106 over the Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Oh, we. Busting them down, boy. I don't care. I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
Hey, yo. We need to start the show over again.
I do a lot. Let's start that over. But come on in the room. Doc
we
is
live?
our doctor.
Yeah, we are.
Yes.
Oh,
Doc is our doctor. He writes our Oscars. He gives us our medicine in our room. We are live. School Trek Oscar third.
JT.
Chris King.
Justin. Hey, man. You never know what you're going to get.
TC got the 2 Chainz on, talking about busting the boys down, singing during the intro.
I didn't say busting the boys down. That's
crazy.
I didn't say busting the boys down. I don't think I said busting the boys down.
I see you with the 2
I ain't
Chainz.
say busting the boys down.
You got the thin chains on, so I know you outside. I already know you outside. This guy right here.
I'm very much in the house. Bucks win it though, 109-106. Get the dub. Cream City crossover here. Get at me in the YouTube chat. Get at me in the Twitter at TCIIESQ. Give me your thoughts on the dub tonight. Let's get into it. Game recap tonight after 109-106 victory. Giannis Antetokounmpo 41-14-4. I mean, what more can you say? We've had this conversation. People have had a conversation about Giannis finishing around the rim. They've had this conversation, about he's come back from this illness and is he the same and what's going on? And he's missed dunks all over the place. Giannis has 6 dunks in the first half tonight. He finished with 9 dunks. I don't know how many paint points he finished with, but I mean, and again, Giannis has become such a versatile player. That's why I don't want to hear people tell me, oh, he can't take jump shots. I don't want him to shoot the ball. This makes him so much more versatile. The first half, you got bully ball Giannis. I'm in the paint. I'm throwing bowls. I'm backing guys down. Dunk, 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 dunk. Give it to me in the lane. Second half, all right, let's play him a little bit. Oh, here he come with the midi. Here he come, boom, turn around, step back. One leg, he's giving you all that bag that he has tonight. 41-14-4, 19 of 29 from the field, 65%, 3 of 10 from the free throw line. 3 turnovers tonight. Again, I'll say this. I said it to you guys before we got on air. I think Giannis on the free throw line. I don't know, man. Rhythm, dribble, and jump shot. That's what if you got the midi like that, rhythm, dribble, and jump shot. I don't care. You got to be better than 3 for 10. You have to be better than 3 for 10. Taurean Prince, 6 points tonight. I thought he had a good game, especially started off, hit a couple threes, but finished with 6 points. Brook Lopez, 8 points, 3 boards. Big rebound at the end of the game. I mean, they talk CTE Bucks. This is stupid. The Bucks are a stupid basketball team. They are. Now, Orlando, your boy, whoever the hell was running the clock, I don't know. Is weed legal in Florida? It is. It's legal in Florida, ain't it?
I don't think
so. You live
Ryan,
there. It's not.
That.
You gotta have that card. You gotta have that card, boy.
Right. You can't even see
whoever was on the clock was high as hell. Because there's no reason. It's 5 seconds to play. You're at the end of the game. Hit the button. There's a rebound. Hit the button. So I thought that was a joke. But you got Brook Lopez again, just stupid as hell. How do you get the ball taken from you there? There's no. You're 7'3", and people taking the ball. I don't understand it. Andre Jackson Jr. was a 2-pack of ass tonight. 0 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. I mean, he's doing cardio. He won't look at the basket. Now again, he plays hard, plays good defense. But I mean, hey man, they got treadmills for that. If you just want to run around, Planet Fitness, get on the treadmill, start running, take off. Dame Lillard tonight, 29.7 assists, 4 rebounds. Excellent night for Dame, 9 of 21, 3 of 7. My only caveat, Damian Lillard, end of the game. He's done that before. This is the thing, and this is what the Dame bros are talking about. Everybody that says, we are looking to you to finish games. We're looking to you to finish games. You can't argue. He doesn't have the ball. He has the ball at the end of the game. Why the hell are you passing the court? Did it the other night, then try to do it of all people. Why are you throwing the Giannis in the corner with no time left? What are we doing? Take the shots. But outside of that, very good night from 29-4-7. Bobby Portis, 11.7 rebounds. We'll talk. I'll save it. We'll talk about them 7 rebounds, but I'll save it for a second. Bobby Portis, no points from AJ Green. Chris Middleton, 11, 3 and 4. Chris Middleton, we talk about trading him and all type of stuff. but that connection he has with Giannis is, I mean, you can't deny it. I mean, to come in the game, that alley-oop he threw with Giannis over the head, I mean, nobody else on the team can make that pass. Nobody else on the team can make that pass. I don't know what it is for him and Giannis, but they have that going. Garrett Jr., 3 points, 3 boards, 1 assist. Thought he was really good at the end of the game there. De Silva, 16 and 10. Thought he had a nice game for Orlando. Paolo Banchero back in the lineup, 34 and 7, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Paolo is, I mean, just excellent basketball player. 26 minutes, 34.7 rebounds. He was very good. I mean, I think his game is very smooth out of Duke. I don't know that it's almost too smooth. It's almost so smooth. I mean, he just has a real smooth game. I like the way he plays, man. He's very good. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope went out of the game. He had a 3-pointer. Goga was terrible, 4 points, 5 boards. Cole Anthony, 18.7 boards. Jonathan Isaac, 9 points, 4 rebounds. Houston with 5 points. Wendell Carter Jr., 2 points, 5 boards. Anthony Black, 15 points. Himself, Bucks win at 109, 106. And yeah, so this is a 1 point. Okay. All right. It's cold. It must be cold up in the crib. Yep. This is a 1 point game at the half. But it's a 1 point game at the half. And I thought the Bucks didn't play well. I didn't think they responded to the physicality as well. We know about Orlando reminds you of like Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions, how they kind of the mentality of biting at the kneecaps. I mean, they play a hard brand of basketball. We talked about this before with the Orlando Magic, where that's a team that is going to be a tough out every single night because they're fighting every single. Don't matter. Best team. They're going to play the exact same way every single night. If they're playing the Washington Wizards, they're going to bite kneecaps. If they're playing the Milwaukee Bucks, Boston Celtics, Cleveland Cavaliers, and it don't matter who's on the floor, it's the same brand of basketball. It's a well-coached team. It's just a good quality win, especially with Banchero back in the lineup. Only other thing I get at before, and I'll turn it over to you guys. We'll talk about this a lot. The officiating tonight, I thought Scott Foster was god-awful. I thought, he made calls from across the court multiple times. He's not in position. And by virtue of that, the other officials on the court with him, y'all get a spine, grow some back. But how you just letting that old man just take your calls like that? Step in, no, I got it, Scott, I got it. Take over the court, man. Don't let Scott Foster run the court like that. He making calls. That last call, the crazy thing, it was a foul. The last one that they went and reviewed, where I think it was Garrett Jr. that touched Banchero's hand. It was a foul, but I know for a fact Scott Foster didn't see it. There's no way he saw it. He just called it. And you can't do that, man. And I thought he hurt the Bucks with some of his calls tonight, but the Bucks overcame it. They fought through it. 109, 106, got the dub. That's what I saw. JT, what did you see?
A lot of the same thing you saw. Let's talk about it, though. But hang on to because we are a show, and we are a Bucks-centric show. So I want to go ahead. I don't know if y'all got them horns going, but let's go ahead and acknowledge Giannis tonight, who passed Jamal Crawford for number 59 on the NBA all-time scoring list. Now he's at number 59. This is where he's at as of today. We all know he's going to end up much higher than that. But, hey, we're about milestones here, so let's put some respect on that man's name. Second thing, Giannis masterclass. Giannis just went absolutely crazy tonight. The interesting thing is his start in that first half was not – it was good. He had 16 points. He finishes tonight with 41, 25-point explosion in that second half too, just getting busy and getting it done. Now, some of the things is, and we've talked about this before, sometimes it does look like when Giannis leaves the court, I don't know what happens to this team offensively. They just seem to be a bit discombobulated. They seem to be a little bit out of sorts. The rhythm is off. Matter of fact, it's kind of like the party and the music just stops. I don't know what that is, but that's just a casual observation. Another observation I'll make tonight. You talk about the Orlando defense being scrappy, biting kneecaps, getting out there, being physical. Let's be clear here. They are fouling. Sir, they are fouling. Some of them things ain't getting called, but, hey, they are out there fouling. And listen, like Trey says all the time, you could be a habitual line stepper. You don't get your hand smacked, fine. Be a habitual line stepper. But let's be clear. This Orlando Magic team is doing that. The other thing about this, too, and we talked about this before, this is the Giannis and Dame show. This is a night where you really, really needed it, though. You needed Giannis and Dame to elevate and do that, to do the two-man thing and both get out there and play to their abilities to elevate this team over this Magic team. And right now, again, it's January. Silly stuff happens close to the All-Star break. You lose some games that you're not supposed to. Guys get a little tired, you name it. I'm really glad to see the Bucks finish this one out, close this one out, and get this one in the win column. especially after that heartbreaking loss we had to the Nets the other day as well, unnecessary loss that we had to the Nets. So, hey, way to finish this one out. We closed it out. We did that. And to the last point, we talk about Chris Middleton here. I agree with you, Trey. That's the thing. That value of Chris Middleton knows how to play with Giannis. There's no question about that. He's been throwing oops to Giannis all year. Like, this ain't the first. They've been doing this in that synergy those guys have, that connection those guys have. It certainly is palpable at times when Chris is on the court. I think the question that you ask now is, what's the value of that? Right? Is that again? We'll get to that a little bit later. But you mentioned that, so I did want to go ahead and echo your sentiments on that in the value of Chris. But that's what I saw. I'm gonna let Chris King what they saw.
Yeah, first I got a shout out to the Midwest, man. We've been dealing with some weather. If you're in the Midwest, getting that snow, getting that cold, and that's why I pulled up with the puffer and this whatever this is called. I don't know. Anybody have the name for it? But it's pretty swaggy if you ask me. No, but
what's that, Baby Crockett hat, bro?
Yeah,
what's that?
Yeah, something like that. Well, no, it's not the raccoon tail. It's not one of those. Okay. It's the one with the ear flaps.
You look like you gonna walk around Moscow, my brother.
Yeah, man. Trying to. Yeah, no, but to me, like, this is a really good win, and it just kind of maybe shows what Justin was saying, get back on track after you beat the Raptors, and maybe we rattle some games off, right? No, this was good. I love the way that Giannis took it to those guys down low. He was great, 41 points, did his thing, and that's what you expect from Giannis after what he have? Was that last game where he had the triple-double, 11 points? So you expect.
Yeah, I think that was 2 games ago.
Oh, well, anyway. You expected Giannis to kind of go crazy, take it to Goga. I saw somebody tweet on Twitter. They said that, oh yeah, Goga might be playing some of the best defense on Giannis. It was like the first quarter, and he goes for 41. Yeah. Like, so that's what Giannis does. Another an issue I saw tonight was we took the shot clock down way too much against a team that I really didn't think has a great defense. You guys talked about they were pretty physical, but to me, like, when you take the shot clock down, you're starting to – and then you have Andre Jackson out there. You have desperation possessions, and you just can't have those. And that's why I think we started in a little bit of a hole and a little bit of a funk. But, yeah, I love this win. I'm glad we were able to take it to them. They have no excuse. They got Paolo back. We did a good job late game. I think Doc using that foul, when you're down 3, we'll talk about that. But, yeah, I just think this was a very sharp game from the Milwaukee Bucks. And then you had, Scott Foster trying to leave his footprints all over the game, and Doc, puts an end to it with a challenge. And then he challenges again. So, really good job by Doc tonight as well. I want to make sure he gets his credit. Only went 9 deep, but they were able to figure it out. Ride your horses, man. You got Giannis, you got Dame. Let him go.
Yeah, man. So, Doc said tonight, this was one of the fewest field goal attempts he's seen in a ball game. They only had 83 field goal attempts tonight. The team really played through a lot of that contact, man, tonight, and just really they were really competitive on the end. Once they found out they could get away with a little bit of contact on one end, I think the Bucks did a good job of kind of dropping that hammer a little bit. He talked about Dame facilitating in the fourth quarter as well. Thought he did an amazing job with it. I mean, we kind of got off of the SportsCenter not top 10 pass that Dame has to stop doing, but it'll come soon. He talked about how Gary Trent Jr. kind of punches at the ball almost like a defensive back a lot, and he gets a lot of steals that aren't normal steals that a lot of guys wouldn't get. He put Chris back in the game at the end because Orlando traps the ball a lot, and for Chris's ball handling, and then he thought he was in a good rhythm as well. And the last point he made, ball handling.
Go ahead, sorry.
But, no, you're right. He thought Paolo was amazing. I think all 4 of us would do that. I think they're a completely different team, and they could play a completely different style of basketball when Paolo's on the floor as well, too. So I think they're kind of at a cusp now. Those guys have been used to getting shots in Orlando, and they're not getting the same shots anymore because Paolo's on that floor tonight. But it's all good. Giannis and Dame, absolutely amazing. I thought our defense was pretty well. I had, like everyone probably had written down, Scott Foster is the worst referee in the history of refereeing. He's basketball's version of Angel Hernandez. This win was so key for the Bucks because now we're 2 games up in the head-to-head and 2 games up in the loss column on the Orlando Magic. Big for playoff seeding since we went from 2-8 to number 4 in the East. I almost want to put the Drake on starting from the bottom.
You are correct,
Shout out
Bucks.
to Drake, our light-skinned brother, joining us in this frat. Oh, y'all, I know y'all boys got chapstick somewhere around somewhere on that. I'm already knowing. Y'all got some chapstick.
I got chapstick.
Chapstick.
I got that Palmer's. That Palmer's cocoa butter.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were talking about, like, I'm confused.
I like that. Got the shea oil butter in your chapstick.
Bucks, as you mentioned, there sitting fourth in the East right now, right behind the New York Knicks. Couple games, about 3.5 games out of New York. New York lost tonight to Oklahoma City, got blown out actually. So you're right. Again, good. And it's good for the Bucks on a 3-game win streak. And you're sitting pretty, because right now that would be your matchup. Your matchup right now would be Milwaukee, Orlando, your 4-5 game. And I like that. I don't think Orlando could beat us in a series fully healthy. I don't think the Orlando Magic could beat the Milwaukee Bucks in a series. I think it's just a little too much. I think they play tough. I just don't think they have enough. Let's go to the says whoever mentioned the shot clock better get ready to learn Chinese. Quick Draw McGraw says, nice to get this win, but we need to get Giannis and Dame some help. I don't believe this is sustainable. I guess I'd ask you, what do you not believe is sustainable? And the more I get where you're going, you do need you need to play a little bit better on the bench. You need more points, but I mean, the Bucks are a top heavy team. Like that's you kind of traded for Damian Lillard and got Giannis and Dame. This is the team. Like there's not like other teams like the Orlando Magic, Oklahoma City Thunder. You name your good teams. They are a lot more balanced. The Milwaukee Bucks went and got Damian Lillard because they are kind of capped out, can't do a lot. This is what you got. Like, no, you're going to need 60+ points from those guys every night in the playoffs. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I can't add. I mean, can AJ Green give me more than 0 points? Yes. Can Gary Trent give me more than 3 points? Yes. I can get a little bit more help, but I mean, it ain't gonna be a ton. Is what I'll assume. Terrence Hollis says, can the Bucks smack the Knicks on Sunday like the Thunder did tonight? We'd like to see it. And then Be Like Mike 9 says, full house on the Cream City crossover and a Bucks win. Let's go. So again, a lot of positive feedback. I want to ask you this because I saw it on Twitter. I want to ask you guys this before we kind of talk about the game anymore. And this is from @Bucks Breakdown because he said Brock Doctor on Twitter said it earlier. He would trade Giannis' mid-range game for him being a 70% free throw shooter. Do you agree? Would you do that? Would you rather the mid-range game we know Giannis has right now, which is, I mean, working. I mean, he's hitting it over. He's shooting a midi. I mean, better than KD, better than a lot of guys right now. Even with volume, better than Anthony Davis. Like if you put up the numbers besides it, he's doing that. Would you trade that for 70% of the line? It's a general question.
So before you, so let me just ask this question for the group. What's he currently at the line right now?
Give me a second, and I will tell you.
Turn it down.
I believe this is the worst he shot from the free throw line in his career, though. But let me tell you, I almost got it. He's shooting the line this year. Well, wow. So he's shooting 60% of the line this year. Just very bad. That is the worst he is ever. He is a career 69. He's basically a career 7% free throw shooter. He's shooting this is the worst he's shot from the line ever, 60%. And I think the thing that kills you is the other thing that kills you is it's not like he's 6 of 10 every night. The variance is it's 1 for it's 2 for 10 one game and it's 8 for 11 the next. Like it's wild swings to get to that 60%. Go ahead.
I think my thing is that the mid-range, like the playoffs, I think is where that really kind of gets you. When you're in them close games, you're in them series, and you're missing your free throw. That could be an issue. And we saw that. We still cite the time he missed all those free throws against Miami a couple years ago as well. So the playoffs, I think, is really where that gets you with the free throw percentage because there's very little margin for error when you start playing your elite teams in a 7-game series like Boston and Dame. Having said that, though, I really like that mid-range Giannis has seemed to develop here, and that's making him even more dangerous as a player. So I'm going to go with And I may be in the minority, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna keep the mid range. I think you can figure them free throws out.
Yeah, you got to keep the mid range, and I say that because it opens up his game to maybe he's going to decrease the amount of free throws he's taking each game, right? If you're shooting multiple mid ranges, that's decreasing the amount you're going to get fouled and get to that line. So definitely keep the mid range. And this is certainly something that, even opposing teams' broadcasts are pointing it out. So it's certainly real, and people are going to have to accept it. The casual fan that's not seeing it now, it's coming. It is coming. And it's going to be very fierce in the playoffs. And I'll say this too, when we played Phoenix in Game 6 to win the NBA Finals, Giannis hit his fair share of mid-range jumpers anyway. So it's always kind of been in his bag to at least shoot them. But for them to be going down at a consistent rate like they have been the past couple of seasons, and especially this season, I think this can make his game, even stronger.
So we're coming up in the free throw percentage. You said he's at 60 now, so we're coming up 10%. That's not a huge jump to me. I understand he was 3 for 10 tonight. I need a bigger jump, but like we've all said, the mid-range makes him unguardable, which then draws more defensive attention to him, which makes Gary Trent Jr., AJ Green, Brook Lopez, whoever's on that wing getting those wide open threes, even more wide open. So I like it. But the thing about Giannis that we all know, the way that he got that mid-range is from working his behind off to get it. So I know it was a road game. He's probably not getting up shots tonight, but Giannis is the type of cat that I don't know if they're going straight to New York or if they're probably going straight to New York. If he can find a gym to get free throws up in, a Planet Fitness or a Gold's Gym, wherever they have basketball hoops that are still open right now, I wouldn't doubt that guy's going in there working on free throws tonight. But we got to keep it with the mid-range, man, because that makes him more versatile.
Yeah, I actually agree. I agree, and I thought that you guys were going to disagree. So I was thinking I was going to be in a minority on the jump shot. But yeah, I agree with you guys. I take the midi, especially when you look at 60% going to 70%. Now again, what I would like is less variance of, the 3 for 10 is bad. Like that looks bad. 311 looks bad. Versus if you were, I would rather take a consistent 6 for 10 every night. And I could live with that a little bit better. But yeah, to all the points you guys mentioned, the mid range opens up his game so much more. You got guys biting on his pump fakes, on his jump shot. Again, he's unguardable without a jumper getting to the rim. Him adding that jump shot makes him that much more unguardable because it's something else that you have to pay attention to and look for. And goodness, watch out if he ever becomes an over 30% 3-point shooter. I know he's taking that out of his game right now, but that's the next evolution is can you hit that at 30%? Then we're talking about something that gets to some very scary heights, kind of like you saw Wemby the other night, who shoots it like he wants to, but Giannis can also not get pushed around and do what he needs to do. So again, it's just an interesting conversation, interesting discussion here on the free throw line from Giannis. But let's talk about what happened in the clutch late game from the Milwaukee Bucks. Just being able to pull out games strong, being able to. And I thought there were multiple points in the game where the pullout game wasn't strong, where, hey, you heard some whans come out because you didn't finish like you needed to, and you eked it out. You won it at the end, but I thought there were multiple times where, there was talk about the Brook Lopez rebound. There was the rebound that we should have got. I think Gary Trent got out muscle on the rebound. It gets tipped out, or maybe was that the one that tore? Maybe that was when I think we might have tipped it out. It falls around, boom, Banchero gets it and shoots a 3. They got the softest rims in the world because it goes in. Like, those are the type of shots that it's like, if you secure that rebound, game's over. The turnover, late game situation turnovers that we're not able to get all the time. There was in the fourth quarter even, and I know Giannis sat for some of that fourth, so we're getting into earlier in the moments, but I also think that I think the game, the ball hits Bobby's hands too much at times in late in the fourth. It just seemed like every possession early in the fourth. And I know Bobby had some nice plays. He got a steal with a layup. He had a couple jump shots, whatever. I get it. But there were too many possessions where it just ends with Bobby Portis. And I know he took one shot middies that, just terrible shot for no reason. And I think we got to stop some of that. I know you mentioned us getting late in the clock, Chris, with the offense. I do think that's intentional. Like, and I think it's a little bit, maybe it's a little bit more tonight because of Orlando's defense. But Doc Rivers came in and intentionally wanted to slow the game down. What I do want to see more of what we saw at the end of the game there, that Dame Giannis connection, that two-man game, you had the screen, you getting the ball to him, continue to look for that. But again, I thought the Bucks, what they did very well, especially because when Giannis got back in the game, there's only 6 minutes left. Usually comes back in a couple minutes before that, but he got him with 6 minutes left and immediately went to work. Mid-range layups, dunks, all that, all the above. So I thought that was big for the Bucks, for him being able to do that, and for us to be able to just, you just riding Dame and Giannis. Like, you got to ride your horses. You play with your horses. That's what you got, and you ride those guys. I thought the Bucks did a really good job of that, and those guys respond in the games. Like you said, Damian Lillard may not start games well all the time, but late in the game, clutch moments, Damian Lillard was driving that bus, and I thought they did a really good job of making sure at the end of the game it was Dame and Giannis who were deciding the ends of possessions.
Yeah, you want to have it in their hands. You want to have it in those guys' hands. And I will say this. And I mentioned it briefly, but I was waiting until we get here. Last season, we had a couple of instances. This was under AG. This was under Dr. Griffin, where we didn't foul up three. And ultimately, it results in a team sending it to overtime. I'm glad we were able to make that foul, commit that foul, and send Orlando to the free throw line. And they only made one of them. So after that, and we got the board, or Paolo, missed it on purpose or whatever happened, we get the ball, and we're pretty much going to win the game after that. So I think Doc, in general, just did a good job of making sure, preventing overtime, doing a good job of getting Gary Trent Jr. out there. And, hey, he took the assignment. He took the assignment on Paolo Banchero. Yes, he fouled him once, but he also forced a miss. That could be a precursor of what we could see throughout this season. We've talked about his defense, but for him to show it in the last couple minutes of a game, important game, couple possession game, one possession game, I think that really bodes well for the future of this Milwaukee Bucks team. We've talked about all these additions that have tried to help the Milwaukee Bucks in the playoffs. Well, this is something that I think is sustainable, somebody who can come in and play defense at a high level. So I think Gary Trent Jr. did a good job, and Doc put him in that position for a reason. And, yeah, Trey, you're right. Ride your horses. Giannis and Dame, two-man game. Giannis ended up getting a bucket with like a minute left because they did a pick and roll, and Giannis gets to the bucket, knocks it down. Like, that is what we need, and they need the reps in these type of moments, and it's great to see them pull it out with a win, pull out strong.
Hey man,
I see that the hat's called an Ushanka. Was it? Ushanka.
I like it.
Forte.
Appreciate it, Forte, with the knowledge.
Wait, hold on. I gotta go back to something. We talked about the pull-out game segment. Did you really say we got there too late and some ass? Did y'all catch that? The dude Trey said that.
Yeah, I did say that.
No, but to your point, Chris. Yes, I do agree. And getting that reps and Giannis and Dame closing this thing out. This is important. This is 100% important because, again, guys, this is a game where even earlier this year we may have found a way to lose this game. Mm-hmm. There's no question about that, especially when we were in the skids earlier. Again, this is January. This is what you have to do going into the break before you can get that rest. You got to find a way to get these gritty wins. You got to find a way. Find a way to make it happen. Doesn't have to be pretty, just has to be effective, right? And that's the biggest thing about. And really glad to see us. I'm going to call this the quality win tonight because this Orlando Magic team is going to be good. They are going to be good. They are one of the better teams in the East. I'm not ready to say best because I think when you say best, you're probably talking top three. They're one of the better teams in the East, and this is just a quality win. And I really like the fact that Giannis and Dame, they just showed you what they had, even when their supporting cast did not seem to have it. This was a quality win. And as you guys, as Bucks fans, let's stack some quality win. Sunday against the Knicks will be a quality win if we can do that. Like let's see if we can't start stacking some quality wins here, especially heading into that All-Star break.
Yeah, I agree with you with the quality win, man. And with Dame and Giannis doing this tonight, and then with our bench players going crazy the previous game, and then the game before that, them going even crazier, I think we've shown multiple ways in which this team can win basketball teams. And that's what you're starting to see with this thing kind of mold together and become the high running train that it should be, hopefully to the finals and all that other stuff that we all hope to see. And hey, man, when you're 2 top 75 and 75 players and you're dominant, and Dame is arguably one of the best closers, Giannis is proven that if he's not a closer, he's the closest thing to it. Now that he has a mid-range too, right? So win the ball game. Go take it over. Show the guys why you are who you are. And just, Orlando, they're a good quality team. And when they get the Wagner boys back, they get even better. So that's why it's important to find different ways to win basketball games, in my opinion, because it's going to get harder, not easier.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's definitely going to get harder. It doesn't get easier to win these games. And I agree 100%. This is definitely a quality win. Definitely, it's a road win. Like you said, I think somebody said it. You're now 2 games up on Orlando head-to-head.
Yeah.
And right now you're statistically tied. I think you said two games up in the loss column. And you've won 2 games against this team. So again, these are huge wins, and easily games that you could have dropped. Whether Franz Wagner's there or not, you could have dropped that game. You now sit 4 games over 500. Or this is the first time we've been 4 games over 500. Or were we there previously and dropped a couple? Either way, you're starting. You've bounced back from your 2-8 start, and you're playing some good ball. This was game 36 of the year. So you keep pushing, and you will see where we're at the halfway point of the season. And these were, you talked about it, JT. These are you're starting to get into the dog days of the NBA season, which start right around now and go all the way to All-Star break. And you've got to find ways to stay engaged, stay motivated, and win. And I thought that was a big one because we talked about on the last post game against the Spurs, where Giannis felt again because it was Wemby. That, I got to step up. I'm playing hard. We're going against women tonight. I got to show up national. Maybe it was national TV, whatever, showing up. Well, guess what? You got to show up on Friday night when the college football playoffs are on and you're on NBA League Pass. You're not on ESPN and there's no Wagner's. It's just you and the Orlando Magic on a Friday night. You on January the 10th. These are the games you got to go win. Got to. Yeah. And they did it tonight. So yeah, I'm excited. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah. I appreciate you setting me up for that because I also think, when you talk about the 2-0 record versus the Orlando Magic, if you do match up with them in the playoffs, there's got to be some sort of mental block there for the Orlando Magic where they're just like, hey, we might not have played them at full strength both times, but we couldn't beat this team. We couldn't beat this team. And Giannis and Dame played well. And Giannis and Dame took over, and that might be too much for a younger team. And so I enjoy us being able to have that kind of ownage over a team like that. Where I think it's different is with a veteran team, it doesn't really work like that. Like I think if we see the Cavs, I don't think they're going to have that type of mental block. But when you play a young team like the Orlando Magic, who has been, with their superstars in and out of the lineup versus us, and they just can't find a way to get a victory, I think it bodes well for the Milwaukee Bucks if they do match up in the playoffs.
And I'll go one further. I think that Giannis is our best player. Obviously, there's no doubt about it. I think let's go to the next topic, Dame and Giannis. I think Damian Lillard is our most important player. Like Giannis is going to give you the 30 to 40. Giannis is going to do that. If Damian Lillard can give me 29, 9 and 21 shooting, 3 or 7. If Dame can give me that, 25, I need 25 at least from Damian Lillard. And I know Giannis he's going to be in around 30 or so, and above. So give me 25 at least. But it's those games where you should shoot the tour dates where the Bucks can get in trouble because somebody talked about it. There's not going to be a lot. You can't rely on a lot else. And that's you can't even rely at this point. And there's going to be questions about it. I don't know how much you can even rely on Chris Middleton at this point. We'll see. Again, 11 points tonight, 3. He looks very pedestrian. He's been taken out of the starting lineup. If you notice, remember, he got his minutes up to 31 minutes, and I think what they've decided now is, he's not ready for that type of workload. Put him right back down to 20 to 22 tonight. 11, like I said, 11 points. What did he finish did get 5 or 10 from the field, but I don't even know how much you can depend on him. So this is going to be Dame, Giannis, and whoever else you can get to show up on a night-to-night basis.
And is this not what we're going to need in the playoffs, considering both of them will be healthy, right? Just if they are both healthy in the playoffs, you're going to need nights like this where maybe your role players don't show up, but you're getting those two guys going and they can just overpower a team based off of what they produce offensively and, Giannis defensively. So I think it's a really good sign for this Milwaukee Bucks team. Look, we could talk about all day about who's going to step up on the bench and who's going to be the role player that shoots 50% from 3 one game or goes on a heater and only misses a couple threes. Hey, it's all like we talked about all season so far. It's all going to depend on our stars and for them to show that they can do it together. And I will say I think the chemistry is getting better as they continue on and just be on the floor together. I think it's great.
And like I said, though, the multiple ways to win it, though, right? Like we can't expect every day for these role players to play above what their basketball card is. When guys play to what they are, sometimes that's going to happen. But we know that 95% of the time, Giannis is going to play above that level, and we know that Dame has a capability to do it 95% of the time because he's proven it in Portland. I just think this, and as far as Middleton, I still think he's working his way back. I thought he looked straight for the time that he was on the floor. I mean, he wasn't all out cash money like he used to be back in the day, but he had some good passes, decent mid-range shots, and did what he had to do, man. I think we still got to figure out a way to find out what his role is on this team, man. And that's only going to come as he gets more confident and gets more healthy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance we can make this thing work with Middleton this year. There's no question about that. I think, but there's also a chance that we really can't, right? There's also a chance that we may not be able to expect what we've seen from him in the past. Having said that, it would certainly be huge if he can have at least a few playoff games where he go off, and he turn on the vintage. He turns into vintage Chris, which is what I think most Bucks fans are hoping for. And look. It's still early, so we don't know. And like you said, he had a little bit more of a workload that he was prepared for or that his body could handle. So, maybe the reduced load and kind of coming off the bench for a little while is something that, may be okay, right, once we get past this patch. But, I mean, I think we still do have to find out what role exactly we want Chris Middleton to play in this lineup. Like what contributions can we expect from Chris Middleton? What exceeds that, and what doesn't quite meet that? And I think those are questions that we got to get answered. But again, this is game 36. We got time to work that out. We do. And if you're really optimistic about Middleton, maybe they reduce his workload through the season. Let everybody else let everybody else play. Let the younger legs play. Let the fresh guys. And maybe he saves up something and come playoff time, maybe he got more juice in the tank than what it looks like. Always a possibility.
Yeah, we'll see, and maybe he will, surprise us a bit and return back to old form. Remains to be seen. But right now, I think there were some flashes early. You're right. Still makes the good passes, I think, but it's that scoring output is what you're looking for. He hasn't been able to always produce. Elm Sanders says let him work his way back. He balled out last playoffs. He played 13 games this season. Yeah, but last playoffs his ankles, things done went. When them things go. Hey, he's a different. I have not seen Chris on these ankles, so I don't know. I don't even know. Like I said, I know the guy from 2021 is gone. That dude is he's not there anymore. The question is, do we have the guy from even last year in the playoffs against Indiana? I don't. We'll figure that out. Obviously, as the season rolls on. But again, Giannis, Dame, spectacular, getting to the 2-man game. And again, when Giannis is locked in, it's just he's unstoppable. And when Dame, like I said, I just don't want him to defer. That's the only thing. I don't want him to defer. I want him to play hard. I want to talk about a couple other guys real quick before we get to the before we start to make our descent here and close this thing out. Before we got on air, we started talking a little about Andre Jackson Jr. 13 minutes a night. There was a point in the game in the third quarter, I thought, where he just had to come out. Like you can't play 4-on-5. You just cannot play 4-on-5 offensively like that. It makes it really, really hard. And I thought it made it hard. I thought there were moments where the Bucks were going to make a run and start to create some distance, and they just couldn't. And I think some of that was because Banchero and Orlando were answering the call, and they did a great job doing it. And I think some of it was the fact that again, it was tough. You'd have good possessions, and then you couldn't continue to have those possessions. So I wanted to ask you about Andre Jackson Jr., his role. And I'll start. I think he should be a spurt guy, where again 13 minutes is fine. I just don't know if they need to come 6 minutes in the first and 6 minutes in the third quarter. Because you clearly don't value him that much to where when the starters come after the first rest and guys come back, Doc puts him in and then leaves him on the bench till it's time to come to the third quarter again. So it's not like you're finding moments and all right, Dre, get back in the game. Dre's on the starting lineup and he starts the first, starts the third, and whenever he comes out, he don't get back in. That's kind of been the rotation for him. So it's not like he's that much of value add. If you want him to get 10 to 15 minutes, I'm fine with it. Let's just find where those minutes work. But again, you have the question of Taurean Prince in the start lineup has shot the ball a bit better. Gary Trent Jr. as a bench player has shot the ball better than when he was in the start lineup. To your point, though, JT, it could have been because of the back in the first part of the season. I know you talked about it, and maybe if you bring him back in the start lineup, he isn't like that. Do you start AJ Green? I don't know. We talked about him defensively. That might be a problem because he fouls a lot. And the second guy I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to get on Justin's nerves here, is Bobby Portis. And what I figured out about Bobby Portis is, and somebody else said it, and when somebody else said it, I hadn't really thought of this. I thought it, but I hadn't really looked at it. But somebody else said, because I was looking at him like, damn, Bobby ain't getting this rebound. Didn't get that rebound. And so I said, hey, he's a fake rebounder. And I'm like, And so I just watched, and I was like, oh, he is. He gets uncontested rebounds. Now, is that important to get the rebound? Yeah, I need somebody to get him. Sure, get the rebound. Thank you, Bobby Portis, for grabbing that rebound. But if you notice, he averages 8 rebounds a game. About 6 of those are typically going to be nobody's around. He's just grabbing the ball. 1 or 2 may be contested and tough because every now and then he does get the Bobby, and macho and take the ball. Okay, cool. But if you notice throughout the majority of the game, if the rebound is contested, he's not getting it. He's just not getting it. Anyway, so I want to ask you about that. Andre Jackson Jr., what do we do there? Do you keep starting him? Do you find something else to do? And then I want to ask you guys, if you've been paying attention, have you been watching Bobby Portis on these boards? Just grab balls that nobody's around.
Whoa, hey, yo, hang on. All right. Hang on, Justin, because I'm going to let you rebut this in a second here, right? But hang on, right. So let me just make this comment really fast here. The thing about Andre Jackson Jr., I think we all know it's inevitable that at some point you're going to have him go to the bench here. I admire Doc for sticking with him and the youth movement we've been talking about when we asked for this too. But I agree with you. I think he's a spark plug. He's a spark player, a spurt guy, probably more of an energy, a hustle guy here. Again, I don't really think you can rely on Andre Jackson Jr. to do a whole lot, but I think that offensively that game is deficient. This is a problem. Somebody got to go take him to the bag shop and obviously help him get something. Because offensively he is very, very, very limited, which I think we've known, and we've known this for a while. But he's not even really looking to try to put that. Yeah, he got something wide open, and he might look at all. There's some issues there now. Regarding Bobby Portis, all rebounds in games, right? All rebounds, I guess, technically are not created equal. But y'all know where all rebounds are created equal?
No.
Where?
Curly's Waterfront Brewery. That's where it is. You can go ahead and get Curly's Waterfront. Go ahead and tell him, Trey.
We can go to it. Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. I was not ready
JT point guard
for the throw there.
Loose balls. Somebody trying to grab loose balls. That's what he was saying.
All right, are they grabbing it at Curly's? Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Lakeview Boulevard, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Get out there to Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Enjoy yourself. Have a great time out there Wednesday and Thursday. You know what they're doing?
Bingo and
Anybody?
Trivia.
Bingo and trivia. Wednesday and Thursday night. You do well bingo trivia. Yeah, I'm saying. I'm waiting. I don't know. Right, it should be easy. You do it every night. And if they do well at bingo trivia, what are you getting?
Tickets.
Flex tickets.
That's oh my god!
It's a delay.
This
It's a
is not
delay.
trick
It's a
question.
delay. It's
You're getting
everybody's
tickets.
internet.
Do we have a delay? Maybe we have a delay.
No, we don't.
Okay, maybe there's a delay. Maybe I'm getting.
What kind of
I don't know.
internet
Maybe I don't use sound
I
fine.
got Ethernet.
I don't know.
bro.
I'm working with the spectrum right now. We on top. We on top of things. Section
What's
102, row
customer
23,
service?
seats 1 and 2. Get at go ahead, Crow's Water Sports Bar and Grill. All televised Bucks games, $3 bottles and pints. And since we're doing it right now, guys, this because they might ask you this at Curly's just in case. Does anybody know who the first NFL player to rush for more than 2,000 yards in this season?
Orenthal
It's
James.
actually not that hard.
Walter Payton.
There you go.
Yeah.
Was it Walter? I thought it was Orenthal James.
OJ Juice.
That's what I said.
Nah, it's
Orenthal
Juice. It was
James.
Juice. It was Juice, man.
His mama named him Orenthal.
Yeah, it's Juice, man. Juice, man. Yeah. Mama named him Orenthal.
And you know what's
name-
impressive about OJ's 2,000 yards?
Is that interview? You remember that interview where he did the
Your OJ was
You
wild.
see that? You know what I'm talking about?
OJ was wild. You know what's impressive about OJ's 2,000 yards though? That's more impressive than anybody else's. He did that in 14 games.
Yeah.
Did y'all know that? OJ did that
100%.
in 14 games.
Yeah, no.
Wow, crazy.
Yep.
Good job, OJ.
But yeah, anyway. Cole's Water from Sports Bar and Grill. Proud sponsor of the Cream City Crossover. Head on down there, tell them the Groove sent you, tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you. Yeah, okay. Let's keep rolling on Bobby and what we're doing with Andre.
Yeah, when it comes to Ajax, I mean, we posed this question last show, and we talked about maybe if he was to move to the bench, who are you putting in the starting lineup? Well, I think you could grab anybody off that bench and put him in the starting lineup because, yes, Trey, we are playing 4-on-5 out there. The man does not look at the rim. Somebody said it in the chat, but I think there's a lot of credence to it, especially if you're watching the game. You just watch some of the touches he has on offense. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough. It's not NBA level. And I think it actually does harbor the offense a little bit. Like it makes it so that if Giannis or Dame is driving and you get the ball to Ajax and he might be in the corner around the perimeter, there's nowhere for him to go outside of look to the perimeter and pass the ball. And that just, I think it would improve the offense a lot better if there was somebody out there that could be a lethal threat. That could be a threat, passing the ball, but also scoring the basketball. And it's just not Ajax. But I do appreciate what he brings on the defensive end. Like, it's no denying that. It's no denying that he's an NBA-level defender. But it just can't be that he's, starting games and stuff. And, when he has the ball, he's just kind of like a guy that can't do really much with the basketball in his hands. He just doesn't really have a bag out there. So I think that's become more clear for us to realize as Bucks fans. It's not necessarily a knock on the guy. It's just he doesn't have it. He doesn't have it offensively yet, or maybe he will never. So you got to make a move there. But that's not to say he shouldn't be out there guarding good players. And then when it comes to Bobby, yeah, I do think there's a little bit of credence to the fact that you don't really see him banging down low with guys on the boards. You don't. And it's more like a clear out. I mean, a lot of the Bucks for some reason like to get down the floor when a shot goes up, or they like to box out and just not go for the rebound, and that's when Bobby skies in and gets them. But I think, me personally, I think a rebound counts the same. I think you're just making sure you get possessions, and if you get 20 of them, then hey, good stuff. He didn't have that tonight, but he has had big rebounding games in the past.
Yeah. Ajax. I'm just baffled by the question, but it's all good, man. Only Milwaukee Bucks Twitter will come up with Bobby Portis is a fake rebounder now. The guy plays, he's plus 20 plus or minus. He's a plus 12 tonight, leads the Bucks in plus or minus. This is what Bucks Twitter will tell you. Trade Bobby Portis. He's terrible. Bucks Twitter will tell you, Doc Rivers will say, oh no, AJ Green made the wrong basketball decision, didn't run the defense right. Bobby was in the right place. Bucks Twitter will tell you it's Bobby Portis' fault. Giannis Antetokounmpo hurts his ankle in 2021. That's Bobby Portis' fault. The reason why we lost to Kawhi in them, that's Bobby Portis' fault. The reason why the 80s Bucks, Don Nelson's Bucks couldn't beat those Celtics teams, that's Bobby Portis' fault. This is what Bucks Twitter does to you. Like, y'all got to be some of the most depressed fans in the world. You always got to find one guy. It's the Milwaukee way. This is what we do. We find one guy on every team. Wisconsin Badger fans, y'all do it with AJ Storr, and he ain't even on the damn team no more. Marquette fans, David Joplin, that's your guy. Packers fans, I mean, pick a guy. It was Devontae Adams for a while. Then it was this guy. It was that guy. Like, hey, man, it's okay, man. It's really okay. And leave Ajax in the start lineup. And I just want to do to shoot the ball. Shoot it. If you miss it, okay. But teams aren't even worried about you making or missing a shot right now because you won't shoot it. Go down, guns a-blazing, and shoot the damn ball.
Yeah, I think he might be just, I don't say afraid. I mean, obviously he is afraid, but I think he might be afraid to make a mistake. Make a mistake at 100%. If you're open, pull it. He's hit a couple. I mean, he's hit some shots. He definitely has. But I think to me, it's not as much the three. And I don't know, again, if this is coaching or what, but you got to be able to, even if you're not a shooter or scoring, you got to be able to, you got to look at the rim. You can't get the ball. I mean, like you said, he gets it, and it's like hot potato. Like, he doesn't want it. I mean, sometimes they give him the ball. He's in a decent position, especially with his athleticism, to maybe get up there and throw something down. Yeah, he's got to work on that clear part of his game that he has to work on, and I hope next year he comes back better at that. But again, I do think he has a role. The Bucks got to find it, dribble handoffs, whatever, setting hard screens, inverted pick and rolls, whatever you see. But Andrex Jr. has got to get much better at just finding ways to impact on the offensive side of the ball, or you won't play. Like that just is what it is. You're not going to be able to play if you can't impact things. 109-106, Bucks win it. Any final words before you want to get the game balls? No.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Let me get my final words in, man. I think this was a good win that the Bucks can build on. I figured I'd say something. Yeah, it's a good win the Bucks can build on. I mean, you talk about all the things that the Bucks worry about, and people worrying about the Bucks playing younger teams and not being able to guard. I thought they stuck with this Magic team. I thought they did it for 2 games in a row. Look, the Spurs, young team as well, athletic, with a little bit of veteran talent, but Orlando's even younger, I feel like, and the Bucks, they looked like they matched that and then some. So to be able to pull out a win and get back over 500, it shows that this team is really capable of just at least affirming their spot in the playoffs. Like, I don't think this is a play-in team. I don't think, all the concerns we had after losing to the Raptors and losing, to the Nets and all that stuff, all the lows. I think we've got some highs here after beating the Magic.
Yeah, I think to get to the play-in, I think they would. I think there'd have to be some type of an injury to Dame or Giannis for that to take place. And so, barring something like that, extended absences, I think the Bucks will definitely be in the squarely in a top 6 team. Anthony says, "You heard the offense not taking shots you're supposed to take." Iron Man Clan said, "I'm talking about Bobby." He said he's a male Angel Reese. That's crazy.
I think he's actually
that's crazy.
We're talking about Ajax too. Both of them.
I think. Oh, maybe. I thought he was talking about. I was talking about Bobby there.
Yeah, Bobby missed a lot of chip shots, don't he?
Yeah, that game again. I know it was. I know Wemby was down there, but here's the thing: if you scared Wemby, back the ball out and start the offense over. Don't just throw the ball up at the rim. If you that scared, you can't put a shot up. Throw the ball out and start the offense over. Let's get a good shot. Not you throwing. Oh, he's 7'5", and I can't finish over him. Then back. What they say on July 4th? Put it in reverse, Terry. Back it up, Terry. Back it up. Throw that thing out, and we can start the offense over.
It goes back to Black Hole Bobby. It's the same thing we talk about.
Right.
So that's it.
No, that's the right.
I know.
No,
you
not.
You at the rim.
Not if you can't hit
Not
it.
if you missed the first one. You missed the first one.
Let's
Let's
not
the second one.
Let's not act like Victor didn't cause Giannis to miss layups, Dame to miss layups. He caused the entire team. Brooke was missing bunnies. That's what that guy does. It's the reason why he averages 5 blocks a game. He's 7 foot 1,000. He doing what he's supposed to do. Shoot the shot and make it.
Hey, but Big Vic got to hold this L for now. Big Vic got to hold this L for now. Hold it.
Yeah, well, he did. He held it. He held them contests over Bobby for whatever reason. Bobby took them shots, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go to the to game balls tonight. And I'll start. I know we like to give it to different guys. We say guys, that's too many, but I can't do anything. I mean, I'm just looking at the stats and what I saw tonight. I can't do anything but give it to Giannis Antetokounmpo 41, 14, and 4, 3 steals, 2 blocks. I mean, like you said, sometimes you talk about Bobby Portis being a plus 12. Giannis is a minus 3. It was by far the best player on the floor. So sometimes the numbers do lie to you. But Giannis is just the best player on the floor. You never win a game without him, obviously, but you don't win this game without him. The way he played was and I thought to me the biggest part of this game from Giannis to me was when he sat so long to start the fourth and he came in with about 6 minutes to play. And I had some concerns that maybe, just maybe, he would. Oh man, I thought maybe, just maybe, he wouldn't have come back as even a little cold. Wouldn't score at the rim the way he wanted to, but he came back with the jumper, came back with the layups, dunks, all of it. Came out right where he left off in the third quarter. So I thought that was very impressive to me. He found the urgency to go win the game. Giannis gets my game ball tonight.
Yeah, I'll go GA 34 too. I mean, to me, just being able to take advantage of these teams that can't guard you, and going for these nights where you go and get 41 when the rest of the team outside of Dame really isn't contributing as much as you would like them to. I think it shows the maturity. It shows that he's one of the best players in the league, if not the best. And, just the fact that he's opening up his game so much is just it's been a treat to watch for us Bucks fans. And I'm looking forward to seeing that be on full display as we continue to progress throughout the season and hopefully into the playoffs.
You know what, guys? I don't know if we're going to go for the sweep here, but I'm going to go ahead and give 34 the game ball tonight, too. Really just a 25-point explosion in that second half. But then also watching Giannis, again, not saying anything you guys haven't already said, but putting this team on his back and doing some great things tonight. And, you can nitpick and talk about the free throw shoot, but just the way he impacted this game and the way I don't want to say single-handedly because his sidekick, Damian Lillard, also played a huge role in this win tonight. But the way that Giannis really contributed to leading to a quality win over a good Magic team, hey, sir, you've earned a game ball. Enjoy it. And go get a meal at Curly's.
So, it's a lot of – well, it's not a lot. It's a couple few ways I could go with it this tonight, right? Like, I feel like I should give it to the dude because he plus 12, lead the league, lead the team, and NBA plus or minus for the night. Then I look at Dame, who set up majority of this stuff, man. And a lot of those good looks that Giannis had were because of Damian Lillard for some of his great passing ability, and also Chris Middleton had some great passes in. But when you drop a 40 bucket, I think it's instantaneously. You go anywhere else with the game ball, it's tough. Then couple that in with 14 rebounds. Ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the MVP, the most valuable player in the league. Calm that Joker crap down. Calm that SGA stuff down. Because not only did he drop 40, but when Paolo was in the game, he took responsibility for him. And if anybody else coming at him, he's going to guard him, and he's going to shut him down, and he's going to play good defense on him too. Neither one of them other two guys can do that.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. So okay, so we got the clean sweep there. Giannis getting the going. No, you said you gave it to Dame.
No, Giannis.
Did I miss that? Oh, you gave it to Giannis. Okay, so yeah, you got it. So clean sweep with Giannis. Game balls there, 109-106. Bucks winning. Let's do a look around right now. The Nuggets are actively playing. They are up 21 on the Brooklyn Nets. Currently, the Pelicans beat the 76ers tonight, 123-115. Pacers beat the Warriors tonight, 108-96. The Knicks got blown up by the Thunder. We talked about that. They lost by 25 tonight. The Celtics. Oh, didn't see that. Did they miss some guys? What happened with Boston? Wow, Boston had their players tonight. They lost to Sacramento 114-97. Looks like everybody was available for Boston. Wow, that is a 17. I did not expect to see that score. Drew Holiday, remember you can't trade for Drew. Why would you have traded Drew Holiday? I can't believe it. The team was so much better. Drew, 5 points, 5 boards, 2 assists. That's the output you get from Drew. I'm just saying,
triple single.
Like don't give me that. Dame is right. Dame is so much better. Like I just hate it. Like I can't get with it, man. Has Dame ever since he's been had a game where he's had some terrible shooting nights?
Stinkers.
Has he had 5 points?
Listen,
He's had some stinkers. I don't think he's ever scored 5 points.
No.
To it. What is it? 5 points.
Too much digging.
listen.
5 rebounds, 2 assists. I don't think he's ever had a game that bad.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Sabonis had more rebounds than their entire starting 5 combined.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
Sabonis had 28 rebounds tonight.
Wow.
Their entire starting 5 had 27.
So how many of them rebounds?
Hashtag not fake. Hashtag not fake rebounds.
That's funny.
Hey, why are you playing?
Yeah.
I mean, from the way this season started for the Milwaukee Bucks and the way this season started for those Dunkin' Donuts coffee drinking people up there in the Northeast, we only 5 games back at them in the lost column after we dug ourselves into a 2-8 hole. I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, check the chat. Check the chat.
And for
Daniels had some stinkers.
and for all the
had 4 against
what'd
Memphis, had 2 against OKC. Yeah, damn.
Daniel had stunk it up.
no, where I don't.
He probably had some assists though. He probably had more than 5 assists.
Had 4 versus Memphis
he did
and had
some.
2 against OKC.
Those got to be a Portland uniform.
We got these.
I gotta be Portland.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
What year was this? What year was this?
I'm assuming that's this year.
I mean, potentially last year. Last year we had some post games where it was rough. It was might have been 1 of 12 from the field.
But yeah. So I mean, I don't know, man. That's an interesting loss though from Boston. And I'll say to your point, not only that, but Boston is 6.5 games back from Cleveland right now. So it ain't like I know if everybody wants to think that it's like Boston is. I mean, Cleveland is running away with the 1 seed, and I mean I just say look at Cleveland. They're 33-4. They're winning an 89% clip. I mean, I think there's a legitimate question of how far Cleveland can go. I'm from regular season standpoint. How many wins they can get to at an 89% clip? I mean, what would that get you if you're 33-4 right now? What would that come out to? They come out to basically about 10, 11. Wow. Yeah. Would they come out to like 10 or 11 losses on the season? Yeah, Ohio State. Yeah. I think it was a pick 6.
40 more wins, that'd be 83.
You can't have 83 wins.
Sorry, 77.
77.
Yeah, they get 40 more wins.
Yeah, if they win out.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying if they win.
If they keep their pace, it's probably something like 70-some wins. 70-some wins, maybe 10.
Yeah, it's something like that,
or 11 losses, 12 losses, something like that. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. They're hooping right now, but it's regular season, so I think they're frauds.
Yeah, it is. And then
my bad, you're right.
And then Chicago gets Washington 138-105. Looks like Ohio State is going to get the dub here. I think that was a pick 6 to just
4th and goal,
basically ice that game.
Yeah.
On 4th and goal, and so they're going to go up 2 touchdowns. There were 2 minutes to play. Texas played them tough all night, and to me again, just shows me what I believe because I think a lot of people thought Ohio State was going to just run the table and again, Ohio State playing well. I think Notre Dame's going to get them.
What?
I put my money on Notre Dame.
That is absolutely ridiculous take.
Oh no, that wasn't a pick 6. That was a strip sack fumble. Okay.
Oh, cool. But they scored. They won by 2.
You said what? What's stupid?
That's a ridiculous take that Notre Dame's going to beat Ohio State.
Why is that ridiculous? Hold on. They're in the finals. It's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
2 teams left.
That is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous that they could. So you tell me, hold on. So you tell me Notre Dame has no chance.
Notre Dame was not better than Texas. I guarantee you that. And Ohio State won by 2 scores. They just won by 2 scores.
You can't. They just had a sack fumble and went 80 yards down the field. Don't give it all like they were on the doorstep. They were on the doorstep and just going to overtime. Chris King.
It was 4.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. You know what Ohio State did?
It was on the doorstep.
You know what Ohio State did? They just went. It was 1st and goal from the 1. They got to stop and scored. They got to stop and scored on 1st and goal from the 1. That is a ridiculous defense. This is a team. Texas had some of the best cornerbacks in college football. I'll give it to them. They shut Jeremiah Smith down. He didn't play well tonight. But they have the most balanced team. Quinshon Judkins, 2 rushing touchdowns. Will Howard makes 1 mistake all game. They are going to boat race Notre Dame. No, Notre Dame doesn't come close to Texas.
Boat race is crazy.
No, they're gonna.
Boat race is crazy.
They are playing with a different edge. They are going to beat the dog out of Notre Dame. I guarantee it.
That's
What
crazy.
does Chuck say? Guarantee.
That's a ridiculous take.
That is. How is that ridiculous?
That's a crazy take.
They are. Notre Dame showed you that they are not very good. They are not very good. Neither is Penn
not
State.
very good. Come
Neither
on,
is Penn
not,
State.
Not,
Neither is Penn
not
State.
very good.
Penn State.
Final
Penn State
four,
should have won the
college
game.
football, not very
Penn State
good.
should have won the game, or at least
No.
it should have been overtime. They got lucky. This man, Drew Aller, he was on the boat. He was on the yacht in Miami at 3:00.
Big time play. Big time pick.
No,
Did
that's a
anybody
terrible
confirm
throw.
that? Was he really in that yacht?
I
Was
don't
that really
know,
him?
but he played like it. He played like it. That was piss poor quarterback play. I saw Acho talking about how Will Howard's the worst quarterback out of the 4. No chance. He didn't do anything remotely close to what Riley Leonard and what's his name, Drew Aller stunk it up on last night. No way.
So, how many points
Ohio
you
State's
giving
gonna-
on Ohio State?
It's going to be
Kevin?
it's at least 13.5. They won by 2 scores.
Oh,
It's at least.
okay.
At least.
I
See,
hear you.
I don't know, right? Because I think Ohio State is
They're explosive
definitely
as
a
all
much
get out.
stronger team, and they have much better players. But overall, I think the issue you run into is, I said this before, Will Howard, right? Will Howard, look, man, you're driving a Ferrari. All you got to do is not crash that thing, right? Go ahead and get it. I don't need you to do nothing special. Just get your ball to your playmakers.
Real quick, I want to point this out. Ryan Day's 2-0 versus Marcus Freeman. One's a blowout when he first got his team, whatever. But he also beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame with Kyle McCord as his quarterback.
Kyle McCord,
And
the same Kyle
Chip
McCord that was
Trayanum
balling this year.
saving the game. Kyle McCord sucked this year. He was
No,
good.
he
He
was
was good in
balling.
the
It's still-
shitty. The ACC was terrible. The ACC was so god awful. Anybody could have thrown as many touchdowns as he had this year.
But they didn't.
The ACC was terrible.
Kyle McCord is your all-time leading passer in the ACC.
Your ACC teams got bounced in the first round both times. Both times. They were god awful. That's terrible. He had a
I
game
understand
versus Pittsburgh where he threw 5 interceptions. Will Howard didn't throw 5 interceptions this year.
He sure didn't. But
in one game at least.
Will Howard had a much stronger team, and quite honestly, I'm not sure that Kyle McCord with this Ohio State team could have done the same thing Will Howard did.
No.
Listen, I see Will Howard when I was at Kansas State.
McCord has a noodle arm just like
Hey.
Will Howard, but at least Will Howard don't make the mistakes McCord did.
Hey.
McCord had a
Hey,
chance
y'all
to drive it against Michigan through a pick.
Y'all got.
What will
y'all
Howard
got
do against Michigan?
Yeah, he was held back by his offensive coordinator and his head coach.
hey,
Oh,
and they-
okay.
And they
Oh,
learned
okay.
from it,
All
and they're about to
right.
win the national championship.
Oh,
So
okay.
y'all got the boy hot. He done came out the damn hat.
I'm
Finna
saying-
come out the puffer coat.
man,
Y'all leave Ohio State alone.
it's clearly Ohio State. Like they're about to be texted by 2 scores, and they're about to beat Notre Dame by 2 scores.
Clearly, it's crazy.
Clearly.
No, I mean,
What
they're
is
not.
okay?
Marcus
Okay,
Freeman
okay,
was
let
with
me
that
ask you this, Trey.
Beijing.
Let me
Marcus
ask you
Freeman
this.
gonna have that Beijing in
This-
that hair and
this-
go crazy.
This is the last question I'll ask. What has Notre Dame showed you that they can beat Ohio State outright anyway? What have they shown you? Have they shown you they're better than Oregon? Have they shown you they're better than Texas? No, they've done nothing. They've done nothing this year besides lose to Northern Illinois and beat Georgia.
That's
in a
crazy. You gonna
dogfight.
bring it up to it week 2? You talking about week 2? We talking about the second week of the season? Come on, Chris.
Hey, you
I
guys-
saw
you
Ohio
do
State
bring
lose
up
some games. They
Michigan.
should have lost too.
Yeah,
If you want to go there, if you want to go back there, I saw people planting flags in your stadium.
Yeah, that's fine. But
And
who
then
has been the most
Bush
convincing?
Prime,
Who has been the most
stadium.
convincing team
Come
in the
on now.
playoff? Who has been the most convincing team in the playoff? It's
I'm-
no doubt Ohio State.
I'm taking the Irish.
Oh my god.
Lee Corso's gonna
This
come
is a
out on
mistake.
game day,
Bro, this is a
tap
mistake.
dancing around. You see him
Hey.
about fall down to dance with
Hey,
Ohio State's
Hey,
gonna
you
beat the
think
dog
Lee
out
Corsos-
of him, and then Lou Holtz
Dog
is
is
he's gonna
crazy.
pass. He's gonna pass after
Lou
that one.
Holtz is crazy.
Yep. You know what Ryan
Oh,
Day
that's
said after-
crazy. Oh, that's crazy.
No,
We gotta get out
It's
of
gonna be
here.
his time. He
Man
can't.
said
He's
Lil
not
Holtz
gonna.
is gonna pass.
He's
That's
not.
crazy.
He's not gonna
Lou
watch
Holtz-
the Irish win
Hey,
the
he's
national
Lou Holtz ain't
championship.
been at Notre Dame in 20 years. Lou Holtz went and coached in South Carolina.
He
After the-
Yeah, he likes to
Lou
talk. He likes
Holtz-
to talk. He
He's-
likes to talk, even at that old age in that old
He
chair,
said
that
Lou
leather
Holtz is
chair,
gonna-
that leather
Hey.
chair in his man cave.
Hey,
He likes to talk.
yo, he said
So,
Lil Holtz
All
is
you
gonna
guys,
pass.
no, I'm not
Crazy.
having this because it was a big debate about how Ohio State, oh, they're soft. They got the flag planted. The state of Ohio is soft. They got the flag planted. Nah, these boys about to win the national championship. They about to be kings of college football right now, and they probably do it
I
again
can't wait
'cause
to
they got
see
the
Notre
best.
Dame.
Notre Dame's not going to come
but-
close.
but, like,
They're not going to
I
be
can't
close.
wait to say Notre
Chris,
Dame.
Riley Leonard
I
said-
can't wait to come back with Notre Dame.
Is it possible that two things are true though? Can two things be true in this? That Ohio State has looked like the strongest team in the playoff, and they also lost an absolute stinker to a far inferior
And that's
Michigan
fine.
team.
And that's fine. And you
Like,
take
I'm
that-
just
you take
asking
on
that question. Like, can that
No,
be true?
they can both be true, but at the same time, it's not going to be a reflection of the whole state of Ohio when some goofball tries to pass a bill that the flag is getting planted in the. Yeah, that should be a felony. No, man, we move on and we win the national championship. That's what we have to do. That's the best response you can do. That's the best response you can have. And they about to do it. They about to do it easily.
It would be a good response if they could do it, but Notre Dame is standing in the way.
They are not standing in no way.
Riley Leonard, them boys, that
Boys is a
defense.
step stool to the trophy. They about to get Will Howard on that stage.
right.
That's all they're about to do. This
Jay,
was
you
the
think-
national
I hear
championship
you.
tonight. This is the national championship. We just
I
witnessed
hear
the
you.
national championship tonight. It's over.
You taking
I'm
points or
taking
you taking the
Beijing.
money line?
I'm taking a money line. It's a dub.
Oh.
I'm taking Notre Dame money line. Dubs is what I just need to know how much I can spend on. I need to call my accountant, see what I can put on it. And we're gonna put all that thing. I know it's going crazy. I might go
like
for broke.
I like
Notre
Marcus
Dame about to
Freeman.
do the
He's a
Ohio State.
Dayton guy. Yeah, I got all the respect in the world for taking his team there. They are not good enough. They are not. It just is what it is.
Okay.
Riley Leonard went out with concussion protocol, and their backup did better than him.
Hey, Chris. You know what I love about Chris though? Chris said he ain't new to this. He true to this. Chris want all the smoke
I do.
with this Ohio State football team, and you know what? That's the way it's got to be. That's 100% the way it's got to be. So, Chris, I'm gonna put some respect in your Ohio State boys' name, and I'm gonna say that more likely than not, I think they beat that Notre Dame team. But let's not act like they. This is not a can't lose type situation. This is definitely.
Right. That's what I'm saying. He acting like it's.
Oh, it 100%
Right.
is. You can't lose. They're not going to lose. They're not going to lose. No way. I'm not having it. I don't see a world where they win. That's why Ohio State's favored even bigger than they were today. They know. Everybody knows.
All right, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Everybody knows.
We'll see.
I don't
Yeah, Ohio
understand-
State's definitely gonna be favored. Yeah, no
but
question.
I don't understand
Oh,
what
they
you
threw another
saw.
pick?
I don't
Damn.
understand what you saw from Notre Dame that makes you think this way. It makes no sense. They're not that good.
Power to Irish. Power to Irish.
I don't.
You know what they're gonna need? They're gonna need Rudy. They're gonna need Rudy out there to beat Ohio State. They're gonna need that man making big plays, coming off the bench. You know, they need a walk-on out there making big plays to beat Ohio State. Yeah, they beat Georgia. Georgia was without its first-string quarterback that they had the whole year.
Right.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
let them know.
That's
Let
not-
them
that's
know.
not-
Let them
that-
know.
That is no
Let them
argument.
know. Beat
That is no
Georgia.
argument. They beat Georgia with
Go Dogs.
they beat Georgia
Beat the
again.
Dogs.
They had like a what was he like a 6'2", maybe 6 foot white guy that didn't play all season, and he just happened to lead them to a win over Texas because he got thrown
They
in there.
rated quarterback kind of trash anyway. Beck is trash too.
Well, shoot.
He trash.
Yeah, they suck.
Nah,
Georgia's not that
Riley
good this year.
Leonard-
Georgia is not.
Riley
Right.
Leonard stinks too, by the way. Riley Leonard,
Riley
man.
Leonard,
If it ain't,
He does. No, he does. He does. He can run that rock though.
He can
run that rock.
He can run that
run
rock.
that
But
rock.
the problem with Riley Leonard is, look, can you pass that thing more than 8 yards down the field? And that's the problem with Riley Leonard is he clearly cannot do that. He can't. If you're going to beat a team like Ohio State, you've got to be able to take them shots deep, and he just is not going to have that. I don't know about Riley. To be honest with y'all, but
Nah, he's not that good. He's not that
No.
You got to also be able to
personally, I
run the
think
ball, and
Sam
their
was
running
really
back
better.
had 45 rushing yards. Yes, he scored. He was not.
good. I like the
Man,
hat,
he's
Justin.
hurt.
We out here.
There
Yeah.
you go.
We out here with
Matching, you guys
the
twins.
yeah, you know.
But yeah, go ahead, man. I understand.
But having said that, though, you know what is crazy to me about this Notre Dame defense, though? Did you see that stat that Penn State QB didn't complete a single pass to a wideout?
Yeah, their wide receivers blow.
I mean, they stink, but yo, like, I mean, you ain't complete not one pass. And in Allard rumored to be a high draft pick if he does enter. I thought they were talking about Allard to be one of the top 5 QBs. Probably not anymore. No, they got some film, but
the only thing I say, man, is there's guys that have their moment. And this may be Notre Dame's moment to coach up and play better because they found a way to beat all these other teams in this playoff.
0-2 versus Ohio State in his tenure. How is in his tenure?
Moments.
Moments. Oh my God.
Moments.
They did a tremendous job getting that lucky
team of
ass
destiny.
pick. They did a tremendous job coaching that up. That was awesome.
Now it's lucky. I can say that was a lucky strip sack.
No, how was that a lucky strip sack? They just held them. They were on the 1 yard line.
How's a lucky pick? How's a lucky pick?
Because it's a terrible decision. A strip sack is a good play.
Forced him into that.
No, he could have thrown. Where was that game at? He could have thrown that 3 states over, and they would have been still alive to this day. I guarantee you.
We turning this thing into Twitch.
Yeah, I know. Bucks win it 109-106 over the Orlando Magic. Yeah, I don't have anything else. We got RT's accused tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see you guys
get some
then.
more data points.
What's that?
I'll get some more data points for tomorrow morning. We'll
have some. I'll get some more data points as well.
I mean, 0-2 in his tenure versus Ryan Day. Ryan Day don't own a lot of people, but he owns Marcus Freeman.
Ryan Day is like
that's a little crazy.
And Ryan Day lost like 8 games this time. Ryan Day own a whole lot of folks, a whole lot of teams. I'll put it like that. I don't talk about owning people, owning teams. Ryan Day's career.
Yeah, it's like something crazy.
It's crazy. It's something crazy. Yeah,
56.
But Beijing Marcus Freeman is
next year.
That's not updated.
Beijing Marcus Freeman is a different cat. Beijing Marcus Freeman is a different cat. That's all I know.
And Marcus Freeman.
That's all I know.
What that mean? I'm Asian too.
Damn, it look like the Kiwi shoe box. It look like you can go to barbers and they'll get you right. They got the follicle spray, so you go ahead and fill your hair.
Yeah, you got the spray. Yeah,
he got that spray.
He
getting that hit double time.
Extra. That hairline ain't looking like that at 40. And you know what the funny thing is about hairlines too is like Jalen Rose is usually has a pretty crisp hairline, and we know
Jay Rose. Yeah,
we know he playing. We know he getting that spray in there. Come on. Your hairline ain't gonna look like that. LeBron James also,
and then your boy, I still can't. Well, and KD playing too. Well, KD funny. But anyway, all right, let's get out of here, man. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to us. Off on Sunday again because we could have looked around, but we just spent too much time. We can't get to the NFL. But again, NFL playoffs starting tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. And going through the weekend, of course, Packers got a big matchup. We'll see what they can do with Philly. I think they're gonna be talking about now. That's who can't win. Talking about Notre Dame can't win. The Packers can't beat the Philadelphia Eagles. Is what can't happen.
I would rather put money on the Packers to beat the Eagles than Notre Dame to beat Ohio State.
Wait a minute. All right, you know what the hell with it? We're gonna have this conversation. All right, so let's talk about Green Bay and these Eagles because I'm gonna go ahead and open y'all. Do you think that Green Bay legitimately has a shot against this Philly team?
Yes.
Hell no.
And I guess why do you think that? Okay, listen, explain your
Trey don't have a good reason for Notre Dame. So
number 56.
No.
Say what?
Ashton Cooper. He ain't the same player when we played him before. He's a freak amongst freaks. He might be the biggest freak in the state when it's all said and done. Watch that dude.
Can we get a handle on top of that? Like athletic freak or like something like that? You just talking about being the biggest freak in the state, sir.
That's crazy because Giannis is the biggest freak in the state. But anyway, the biggest freak gonna be on the field is the freak. I saw this dude jump over. He started. I saw a guy. Ain't nobody on that field jumped over nobody backwards. Ain't nobody on that field jumped over nobody backwards but Saquon Barkley. He got.
I don't need you to jump over.
That's a dog out there. That's not glazed.
That's
Hold on.
glazed.
Hold
That's
on. Hold on. I don't think you
glazed.
understand. Hold on.
It don't. It counts for the same
I
thing.
don't think y'all
It counts for
understand
the
how
same
hard
thing.
of a feat
He
that.
didn't score a touchdown. It counts for the same
That
thing.
is pure athletic ability.
Yeah, I understand that. Josh
That
Jacobs
is
has
pure
that too.
athletic ability.
He don't have the. He don't.
Josh
have,
Jacobs, no, he don't. Oh, yeah,
Josh
okay.
Jacobs
No, he
don't.
don't. No, he don't. Why we
But I'll
lying?
tell you what,
Why
Josh
we
Jacobs
lying?
has. Josh
Why we
Jacobs has
lying?
the ability to carry a team just like Saquon does. And if they go down there on that first
No, he
drive and
doesn't.
score, yes, he
And
does.
I like Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, yes, he does.
I like Josh Jacobs. He's no
guarantee-
Saquon Barkley.
If
I
they
like
go
Josh
down
Jacobs.
and
He's no
score,
Saquon
if
Barkley.
they go down and score,
Hey,
if Josh
hey,
Jacobs
JT,
goes down and scores
do
first,
you win?
it's
Do you-
over. I'm
Do you get to the
bookmarking.
fantasy playoffs with Josh Jacobs as your running back?
Here's
You need to fancy
I didn't have him. I don't know.
so I did have. I had him in one of my. I had him in my other
You
league.
need a Saquon.
I had him in my other league. Josh
And
Jacobs.
did you win it?
Listen, no, I didn't. But like,
He's not
I didn't,
Saquon.
I was
Now,
out.
I know
was
you
out.
didn't.
I
Josh
had-
Jacobs ain't Saquon. I know.
I had Saquon and Josh Jacobs on my other team, and we got to the
Oh.
we was in 11th place, and we finished the regular season in 5th place because Josh Jacobs and Saquon, they got this thing going. One thing I'll say about Josh Jacobs is Josh Jacobs has had an incredible year. That man, if you watch him play, and I think the All-Pro voters, I really wish on that All-Pro second team there would have been two backs. Two running backs instead of damn full. It doesn't make any sense to me. Josh Jacobs should have been on that All-Pro second team. You should have found a way to make that thing work with him and Derrick Henry because Josh Jacobs did have an All-Pro
should have
season.
been on that too.
And Josh Jacobs, what was
Yes,
crazy about Josh
nasty.
Jacobs is that dude. You get Josh Jacobs the ball on the 7-yard line, and he is bringing somebody into that end zone with him. It's a party. Your Uber's here, sir. Your Uber, right? It's gonna be a yellow and green, yellow and green SUV. I mean, he literally is carrying folks. So I can't take nothing away from Josh Jacobs. That man was absolutely balling this year. He had a career year, and that man 100%. I think that was an All-Pro snub, and I will die on this hill. Having said that, I think the problem I have with this game is a couple things. One, if the Packers are going to have a fighting chance against this team, they're going to have to take the training wheels off Jordan Love. I don't know what this thing is happening. You're going to have to let Jordan Love get out there and sling this thing and show why he's arguably the best QB on the NFC side. You're going to have to get out there like, hey, Jordan, listen, man, I need you to be a gunslinger. If you get a turnover, get a turnover, but you got to give him a chance to make plays. Because this conservative stuff and just trying to run the rock the whole time, you're not going to be Philly doing that. That's the second thing is, which one of these wide receivers is going to step up? People talked about, this Packers team has 4 wide receivers. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. No, they don't. They don't have 4 number 1 wide receivers. That's absolutely silly, right? You can't have number 1 wide receivers when them dudes disappear. Some of them dudes disappear each and every week. Other weeks, they're in the game plan. They got 2 catches here. Stop it. But having said that, they have a talented wide receiver core. And is it going to be Dobbs? Is it going to be Reed? Or is it just going to be a Tucker Craft game tomorrow? Either way, they got to make it work, but they got to unleash Jordan Love. They got to let that man throw that rock, spread that ball around, right? 100%. He's got to do that. But my thing is, Green Bay's defense is solid, but it's very hard to stop Jalen Hurts and Saquon in red zone type situation. It is very, very tough. I think the Eagles had the highest or top 3 highest conversion rates in that red zone. Man, I don't know. You can't, if you're Green Bay, you got to be foot on the gas the entire time because this Eagles team does have the firepower to overpower you if you start playing around. And I just think if you're Green Bay, you got to find a way to keep up the scoring. You have to because this could be a high score or Sunday.
I'll say this: how many? Talking about Saquon and Josh Jacobs. How many touchdowns did Saquon lose? Probably 8, 10? Because they do that stupid tush push in Philly. How many touchdowns he missed out on that?
Week 13 when they said that, so it may have been more. Or it was like week 10 they talked about that.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, he lost mad touchdowns just based off that alone. So his numbers could have been and should have been even higher. That's what I'm saying. You got that. You got the AJ Brown connection. You got Devontae Smith. The only thing they can hope for is that. The only thing you hope for is that the concussion is really affecting Jalen Hurts. If that's the case, hell, Tanner McKee might come in and beat y'all down too. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I don't think there's listen, I think you got a snowball's chance. And to your point, John, if you're right, that's if Jordan Love. I mean, Jordan Love has to be. I mean, he's got to be dominant. Like it can't be. He's got to be gunslinger, dominant type of a play from him to win this football game. Jaden Reed's got to show up. All those talk about no number one, all the number one. They have to if they don't have them, they gonna have to look like it on Sunday to get that dub.
Hey man, show up play Packers. Show up play Packers football. We'll be fine.
All right, yeah, Lombardi time ain't saving you on Sunday. You gonna be in that. Are you going to the game? You going to the game?
Yeah.
You going?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right.
Well, if I get out my driveway, because we got this Ohio snow out here like we up there, so good gosh.
That ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad here. We only got
you also just legitimately, you think the Packers? Do you think the Packers win on Sunday?
I think I can see a pretty good scenario in it, man. Like the way we usually
play like trash division all season, and then they're gonna have to go play, the Packers who've been in a dogfight division. I think the Packers are battle tested. I think the Packers can do it, man. I'm telling you.
The only thing, though,
Jordan Love in the playoffs last year be able to beat an NFC East team. He can do it again.
The only thing, though, and this is kind of the thing, Packers have not played well against elite teams this year. And look, and I'm not knocking it. I'm just calling this out. They have not played well against elite teams. I don't know if it's slow. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but this may be controversial. But I think Green Bay does have the coaching advantage over Nick Sirianni. I do. I think Matt LaFleur is a better coach than Nick Sirianni. I would die on that hill. I do. I think Matt LaFleur is a better coach.
Y'all about to argue me down the other day that about that article talking about how he was all emotional and all this mess. I was the one arguing for.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk. We can talk about that on air tomorrow. But I do think Matt LaFleur is a better overall coach than Nick Sirianni. I do. I think Nick Sirianni has arguably the best roster in football, but I think Matt LaFleur is a better coach. I 100% would take that position. Consistent. I think Matt LaFleur is arguably a top 5 coach in the NFL. I think that Nick Sirianni is not. I don't think Nick Sirianni even belongs anywhere near that conversation.
Crazy. I said that, and people wanted to argue me down. Okay, interesting. We're gonna change a week here.
No, listen. I said it's arguable. I said
I was talking about
LaFleur is in the top 5, but it's also arguable that he's not.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. We'll see how it we'll see how it all plays out throughout the playoffs this weekend. It's definitely gonna be fun. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be one of the better NFL playoffs that we've seen in quite some time. A lot of quality teams all over, especially in the NFC.
It's got Charlie horse. Oh man. Damn.
We gotta get out of here.
Friday night, baby.
That's funny because that's the second time this has happened. Did it happen last year on one of the shows too? Did it happen last year?
Yeah.
I feel like it happened last year one time.
Bro, this is crazy. My leg.
Tough job sitting down.
Got the Charlie horse over here trying to argue coaches with y'all. Damn. Oh man.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I know. That's only but never mind. I ain't gonna say it. I'll be getting Charlie horse. It'd be during different times. All right, let's a little bit. All right, let's get out of here, man. Bucks win it 109-106. They beat the Orlando Magic. Iron Man Clan says the only chance we got is before it takes the training was off Jordan Love. Yeah, right, exactly. That's what John was talking about there. Join us on TCQs tomorrow. Appreciate everybody for watching us. Again, no show Sunday. We'll be like I said, obviously playing the Knicks, but then there'll be Packers on, everything's on. So we want to let you enjoy watching your Packers in the playoffs. Let's see, man. Again, I want to thank our sponsors tonight, Curly's Waterfront Sports Bar and Grill. Head out there to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Tell them the Groove sent you. Tell them the Cream City Crossover sent you. Yeah, man. I don't have anything else. So again, this has been a Cream City Media Group production from the Guru Trucker House with third.
JT.
Chris King.
Dustin.
Family enemies only because I dare to tell you the truth. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, all that about the Cream City crossover. That's what I forgot to say. Tell a friend about the Cream City crossover. Like, subscribe, hit that button. It all helps us a tremendous amount. Appreciate it. 100%. Don't take no wood nickels.